A new law is taking effect in Nova Scotia, one meant to protect children from cyberbullying. Among other things, it allows victims to sue the parents of a bully if the bully is a minor. This measure follows the death of 17-year-old Rehtaeh Parsons. Her family says she was bullied for months and then died after a suicide attempt. The Cyber Safety Act was introduced in April by Justice Minister Ross Landry, and he joins me now on the phone from New Glasgow, Nova Scotia. First, sir, I want to ask you about this new cyber scan unit, the first of its kind in Canada. How's it going to work?
Well, the way it'll work is that the person can make a complaint about being bullied or their child being bullied. And once that complaint is taken by that unit, if the person's anonymous, they got techniques to go and check who the IP address is and identify the person or persons that are sending the harmful messaging. And at that point, they will take steps. Was it criminal? Is it something that they should go directly and talk with the person or the parents of that person if they're a minor? Or is there more of a civil component to this and then direct them accordingly? They will do that investigation, take the action. If it's a matter where the young person involved is in the same school as the person that's being bullied, it may be an issue where the school could handle it. So they want to look at what options and what variables are at play in this situation.
Now, these are police officers, are they, who are members of this unit? Are they new, extra police officers?
Well, what it is the cyber scan unit will be under the direction of Roger Merrick from a Department of Justice, and these investigators will have police authorities to carry out certain investigations and gather information. And then, if the matter's criminal, that team will turn that information over to the police to conduct a criminal investigation. So they're part of the civil process here of managing the information and seeing that it's directed in the right direction. And if the justice of the peace needs to be held in to put an order in place to restrict a person's behavior, they will help facilitate that end.
I understand this new legislation also allows victims to sue alleged cyberbullies. How would that help prevent a case like Rehtaeh Parsons?
Well, I'm not so sure to talk specifically on Rehtaeh Parsons. The idea behind it is to hold people accountable. And if you cause civil harm to someone, then there's a process there that can be exercised. And it's a matter of making the public aware and people aware of their responsibilities and what's required, and that you're liable for certain actions. So as a parent, and you have a computer, you provide a computer to your child, or your child uses their own money to get a computer, you're authorizing them as a parent to have that. You have to take some responsibility as to how it's being used. And if it's shown that you're negligent in that, you could be liable for the actions of your child.
Well, that's a good threat. So a lot of this is perhaps awareness, is it?
Awareness. And see, I want your listeners to know that our intent here is not to create laws to be punishing people. It's to create laws so that you have a vehicle to hold people accountable and to put a process in place that puts the reasonable application of accountability. So there are some people, their actions will be criminal, and they should be dealt with in that process. There's others that it's just a matter of the unit getting a hold of a parent of a child and say, look, this behavior is not acceptable. We'd like to see it addressed and stopped. And the parent may say, yes, I will take care of that, and that may be the end of it. If it continues, then the unit may need to go back to the parent and say, we're giving you notice now that if this continues, that certain actions will be taken, or that they could be liable for that outcome.
Thank you for joining us today, sir. That's Nova Scotia Justice Minister Ross Landry speaking to us from New Glasgow.